Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? It's Life of Brenda Karen again. I'm over here in Springfield still, and I got me a load out. So, anyways, just want to let y'all know, finally got my truck fixed again. APU ended up busting a huge antifreeze leak. AC wasn't cooling. When it was starting up, it was extremely loud and whiny, so I think they said something about the alternator was bad or something like that. But so finally, carrier, because I have a carrier APU, unfortunately. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm just not that big into it. I'm more of a Thermo King kind of person, but carrier does have some nice options. But anyways, I had to drop it off with carrier Monday morning. It wasn't until this morning that they got done. This morning being what is it, Thursday now? Yeah, so it kind of took them forever. So been down almost a week now again, so hopefully all free, all clear. Got the maintenance record on this thing. You know, I was looking through that, and it's pretty much been rebuilt, not literally, but damn near. I mean, it's had 35 pages of stuff done to it. So hopefully everything's all good now. I can hit the road. Hopefully don't have any more issues. Positive mindset, man. Just keep rolling. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna be stupid, and I'm gonna try and stick with this thing until my September lease is up with. You know, I was talking with my wife, and we're gonna hope to, if this thing breaks down on me again, that might change my mindset. It might change my mindset. But if I don't have any more issues, well, then we're good to go. If I can make it to September, then we're thinking about just ordering a new truck. We know that there's a 6 to 8 month wait, from what I understand, potentially even longer. But we probably just order a new truck from lease, since we can't do lease purchase right now. But I know a lot of people with new trucks have been having issues too. So a lot of people with Peterbilt's been having issues. Haven't heard too many Freightliners, but I've heard a couple Freightliners having issues. I've heard at least 3 or 4 Peterbilt's having major issues though. Not shifting correctly, engine problems. So, and that's from at least 3 or 4 people. So, you know, it's a gamble when you come down to these, you know, it's a vehicle. It's mechanical and electrical parts, and so, you know, it's possible for things to act stupid. So let's hope that all works well with this truck now. Shouldn't have any more issues. I made one of our inspection bay, I had him do a full inspection on the truck. He said he don't see nothing that needs to be done now. Everything looks good and clean. APU just got serviced, and not completely like serviced, like oil change, but just got hoses fixed on it, just got alternator fixed on it. There was a vent short circuiting, so he got that complete, that fixed up. Just got some fuel filters and full chassis lube done on it. So hope there's nothing else. Let's hope there's nothing else, and we're just gonna keep rolling. Just do what we do. All right, so I got let's change the subject a little bit. I got a comment the other day about, man, I don't know how lease prime drivers are making any money with fuel costs the way they are. So if you drive with prime, once you get your own truck, about 4 to 8 weeks in, I think it's 4 to 6, but 4 to 8 weeks in, you need to do what's called an ACE 2 class. So before you get your own lease truck, you're gonna have to do a success lease and a slingshot class, okay? When you're done with that, you'll get on the truck, or you'll find your truck. Hopefully don't get international, but find your truck. You know, you'll hit the road. You go on the road for about 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks. Get with your fleet manager. They'll sign you up for an ACE 2 class. ACE 2 class is going to teach you how to run your business a little bit more thoroughly, and try to earn more money by saving on fuel costs and speeds, and they actually pull up the sensor track and look at your how you're driving, what your RPM, what your average RPM is, what your average speeds are, what your average idle time, all that stuff, and what your average fuel mileage is, what your driving fuel mileage is, and they actually talk to you about what you could do to do better, and try to raise that up. And if you raise up your net fuel cost, or lower your net fuel cost, I guess is what you would say, lower your net fuel cost and raise your miles per gallon, how much more you'll bring home per day, per month, per year, per 3 years. So kind of what I'm getting at here, I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but it's all factual information. And what you need to know is Prime has what's called a fuel surcharge plan. One thing about working for a big mega carrier is, we get 72% of our load revenue. We also have Prime fuel discounts, which are pretty significant, pretty average, anywhere between probably 75 to $1, sometimes even more than what pump price is. We also have what's called Macro 27, which helps us regulate not only getting the best fuel based on how much fuel we have and our miles per gallon, but also helps us, make sure that it also helps make sure that we're getting the most back for paying fuel tax. Just because you're paying the cheapest at the pump price doesn't mean that that's the cheapest fuel, because if you go to the next state, like if you fill up in Ohio at $2.75, or let's say right nowadays at $4, but you could fill up in Pennsylvania at $4.05, $4.10, where their fuel tax is 74 cents. If I fill up there, I'm going to end up paying less in Pennsylvania than I would by buying fuel in Ohio. Just a quick example, and they'll tell you about all that in your ACE2, and you're kind of thinking that makes no sense. Do the class and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But the Macro 27 helps out with that. So that's just a couple things. And with that surcharge, it goes based on the prior week. So it doesn't, if fuel jumps up, skyrockets this week, and last week it was at $2 a gallon. Now I'm just completely throwing random numbers out here. Don't be like, no, last week it was higher than that. No shit, I know that. I'm just throwing out random numbers. But let's say last week was $2. This week it jumps up to $4, which is about average. $4.50 actually is what average is right now. For Prime discount at least. Anyways, then our fuel surcharge this week is not going to be that good. We're going to have to really manage our miles per gallon, and we're just kind of like everybody else, except we get a little extra on each load for that fuel surcharge. However, let's say next week fuel drops back down to $2.50. Now again, I'm just throwing random numbers on there. We know it's not going to drop by $2 a gallon. We know that, but I'm just throwing random numbers. Let's say it's a massive drop back down. Well, because this week's fuel prices were up in the 4s, our fuel surcharge is going to be a lot higher. So next week, while we're paying, a lot less for fuel, we're also getting this big chunk for fuel surcharge from the customers of what they're paying for our fuel. And so it helps out tremendously. So if fuel surcharge is based on an average of 7 miles a gallon. As long as Prime trucks drive 7 miles a gallon, we're not going to pay any more than 99 cents a gallon. As long as you're getting at minimum 7 miles a gallon. If you're getting 8, it's less than that. If you're getting 9 or 10, you're possibly pocketing money and not even paying for fuel. So we have a pretty awesome fuel surcharge program. If you understand how it works, then you'll understand that, high fuel prices mean more money in our pocket, actually. So the way Prime makes it work is it actually benefits us with high fuel. No, when high fuel first goes up, no, it doesn't benefit us. But it kind of pays it back in the end when fuel prices immediately drop. That next week or two that our surcharge is still high, we're kind of going to get that money back in a little bit, in a kind of a way. So that's how us Prime drivers or lease operators can afford fuel. is working with Prime. We're not, you know, they have a deal set up where it's a fuel surcharge plan, and it actually pays us for our fuel a little bit. As long as we're running 7 miles a gallon, we don't pay more than 99 cents a gallon. So that's just kind of how it works. So that's how that works. I'm gonna jump completely off subject again, and I kind of want to talk about something else. I got another comment today, scrutinizing somebody who commented on my YouTube about starting, and they were happy and all that, and this guy was like, oh, Prime's, you know, trainers suck, and their Prime trainers are just trying to kick you off the truck. Guys, the way I look at it is you're not always going to click with everybody that you get with. That's just a fact. I mean, you're not going to click with everybody you meet. You may get with your first trainer and it may not work out. His rules might be way too strict, but you got to understand that's their house, that's their property. You know, you gotta respect their property. But let's say, you know, they're just a complete douchebag to you. I get that, you know, but you go to your second one, you know. But if you're going to 2, 3, 4 trainers at a time, and you're like, oh, trainers suck here, I'm already working on my 3rd, 4th, 5th one, you might want to start looking at yourself. Just a thought. Either you suck at what you're doing, or you don't respect their property, and you're sloppy as hell, or you're a messy driver, or you live messy. You know, they may not like that. You know, you might want to check out yourself. Don't be blaming everybody else. Take accountability for your own actions. So just a couple thoughts. Now, I know that topic is completely off everything about what I've been talking about my truck being fixed now, and then the way fuel cost is right now. But I had to throw that in there, just because I want everybody to know, you know, that's my opinion. If you don't like it, too bad. You know, you don't have to listen to it. But my opinion is, if you're jumping trainer from trainer, I highly doubt it's the trainers. Just a thought. I'm not going to say every trainer out there is the best ever, but if you're jumping trainers, you know, I highly doubt it's the trainer. That's kind of me speaking just from me being a realtor. If you're constantly bouncing realtors and constantly bouncing house to house, it's probably something you're doing. Either, you know, you think everything should be perfect, or it's my way or the highway, and that's not always going to work, you know. So you might want to kind of double check your standards to see if is it really the trainers, or is it something you're doing. So anyways, guys, I'm happy to get my truck back. Just kind of want to let y'all know what's going on. Also, I wanted to make a comment on the fuel, why Prime drivers can afford fuel out here. And you know, if you're looking to come on to Prime, especially with fuel prices going high, I hear a lot of independent truckers talking about how they're shutting down, they're not driving their trucks, and they're going company. Come on over to Prime, use my driver referral code right up here. It is CABTYL. All right, and I'll put that right up here. And just call Ashleigh. She'll get you hooked up. There is a kind of a hiring freeze right now. There is a wait list to get on. I think they're pushing people April to May, just because they're having so many people join and not enough trainers to help train. So there is a trainer shortage right now. But hey, join on, call them, see what you got to do, see what you can get rolling. And, you know, Prime would love to have you. I'd appreciate it if y'all joined and used my referral code. Yeah, y'all take care. Be safe. We got some nasty weather coming in tonight over the Midwest. If you're out there on the road, be careful in that snow. I know Springfield alone is on a winter weather advisory till 6 p.m. tomorrow, Friday. And I think they're supposed to get up to 3 inches or so. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're driving on the highway, you do have to worry about other dumb drivers and stuff like that. So, all right, guys, be safe, take care, and don't forget, use that driver code if you're coming on over to Prime. Take care.